Hello student, in this video we are going to study about the control and coordination. This is your chapter 7. If you like my video, subscribe, like, share and comment. Control and coordination. What do you mean by control and coordination? When various systems are coordinating with one and another is called coordination. The ability of organism to move certain body part is movement. Movement take place in plant. You must have seen that whenever wind is blowing, plant move. Here you can see during the germination, plant is growing continuously. So this is called the movement. Now here you can see hormone in plant coordinate the movement. Organism move in response to various kinds of stimuli like light, heat, chemical, water, etc. When organism move from one place to another place, that is called locomotion, like when we are moving from one room to another room by train, by bus, by car. So this is called locomotion. So animal have the locomotion and we can move our hands, legs. This is called the movement. All the activities in animal are controlled and coordinated by the nervous and endocrine system. Hormones are chemical messenger which assist the nervous system in carrying out various functions. What kind of various function? Like digestion, respiration, excretion, etc. And these hormones are secreted by the endocrine gland. As you know, we have 5 senses. What are the 5 senses? These 5 senses have the receptor. Like here you can see eye. Eyes has the photoreceptor. It detects light. Ear, phonoreceptor. It detects the sound. Nose, it have the olfactory receptor. Olfactory receptor detect the smell. Tongue, gustatory receptor, it detect the taste. Skin, it has the tangoreceptor and it feel the heat and cold by touching the things. So what is receptor? Some nerve cell have the specialized tips. These are in our sense organ. As I told you, eyes, ear, nose, tongue and skin. These are our sense organs. Structure of neuron. Each neuron has the 3 parts: dendrite, cyton and axon. Cyton is also called cell body. Dendrite receive impulses from the neuron. Cyton processes the impulses. It means electrical impulses are generating in the cyton in this part by the nasal granule. Now axon transmit these electrical impulses from one neuron to another neuron or to the muscles or to the gland. Axon may be myelinated, may be non-myelinated. Now question arises, what are myelinated? So you can see here this yellow color structure. This is called myelin sheath. Myelin sheath is made up of by the insulator. In between they have the nodes of Ranvier. This gap is called nodes of Ranvier. Because of these nodes of Ranvier, electrical impulses, electrons are moving directly from nodes of Ranvier to another, and therefore transmission in myelinated sheath is very faster than the unmyelinated sheath. Transmission of nerve impulse. How does this take place? So information from the receptor, this information is sent to the dendrite tips of the nerve cell. Then there is set of the chemical reaction, then electrical impulses are generated, and these electrical impulses are sent to the cell body, and from the cell body to axon. This is the axon, and it end to the axonal end. Axonal ends are bulb like. This bulb like structures are called axonal end. Then chemical crosses the gaps. These gaps are called synapses. Generation of electrical impulses in dendrites of the next neuron, or maybe it delivered to the muscles or gland. Now here, reflex action. What is reflex action? A sudden and involuntary response to stimuli is called reflex action. Suppose suddenly storm or wind is there and your eyes is suddenly blinking. So that is due to the reflex action. When we are deliberately blinking our eyes, so that time our brain is involved. So that is not reflex action. Whenever brain is not involved, stimulus by the receptor, it enter into the sensory neuron, then spinal cord, then it do not enter to the brain and come back from the motor neuron to effector, and responses are there. So this is called the reflex action. Now children, sometime in the exam they ask pathway of the reflex action. So neural pathway that control a reflex is called reflex R. So this is the pathway. That time you have to draw this this pathway, and if sometime in the exam they ask draw the diagram. So this is the diagram. Here what you can see, hot vessel. When suddenly you are touching to the hot vessel, you move apart from your hand. So that time receptor send the message to the sensory neuron, to the spinal cord, and from the spinal cord it come back from the motor neuron and then to the effector. It means muscles in arm, you move apart your hand suddenly from the hot vessel. Now here human brain. Human brain is very important part of our body. Brain and spinal cord constitute the central nervous system. They receive information from all the body and integrate it. Brain is protected by fluid-filled bony box, and that bony box is called cranium. Spinal cord is protected in the vertebral column. Vertebral column is also called the backbone. Brain send message to the muscle to control voluntary action such as writing, talking, moving, etc. Communication between CNS means central nervous system, and other parts of the body is facilitated by the peripheral nervous system. In short, we can say PNS. It consists of cranial nerve, which are arising from the brain, and spinal nerve, which are arising from the spinal cord. Now we will see the structure of brain. In the structure of brain, it is having the three regions: forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. In the diagram you can see this is the forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. The forebrain is consist of cerebrum, thalamus, hypothalamus. The forebrain is main thinking part of the brain. Main thinking part as well as our intelligence, memory, schemes, whatever we plan, all are due to the cerebrum. This part is responsible for processing sensory information, and these sensory informations are collected from the sensory organs like nose, eyes, ear, tongue, skin, which receive sensory impulses from the various sensory receptors. Midbrain. The midbrain act as a bridge to transmit signal from hindbrain and forebrain. Hindbrain, it is divided into three parts. Which are these three parts? Cerebellum. This is flower-like structure. The cerebellum responsible for maintaining equilibrium, transfer of information, coordination, and body balance, posture during walking, riding, standing, swimming, and running. Now, what is the function of pons? This structure is called pons just below the cerebellum. The middle part of the brainstem coordinates facial movement, hearing, and balance. Medulla oblongata. This is medulla oblongata, the bottom part of brainstem, help regulating our breathing, heartbeat, blood pressure, swallowing. So these are the function of brain structure. Action of nervous tissue. When nerve impulse reaches the muscles, the muscle fiber move by changing their shape so that they shorten. Muscle cell have the specialized protein that change their shape and arrangement in response to nervous electrical impulses. Muscles are two types, voluntary muscles and involuntary. The muscle attached to the skeleton, they can move according to our will, so that is called voluntary muscle. The muscle found in visceral organ, they are not in our control. So for example, the muscles of heart, the muscles of respiratory system, alimentary canal, these are called the involuntary muscles. Thank you, children.